Hi, my dear ones. I'm so honored to be here with you. It is the full moon in Sagittarius today, and it actually happened at 7:51 a.m. this morning Eastern Time, so just for your time zone. So it already is, waning a bit, but we're still definitely within the full moon energy. And so if you have working you want to do around that, that it's absolutely okay for the next day or so. You can absolutely still capture that energy and use it to release from your life what you do not want to have go forward with you. So thank you so much for tuning in. I always think this is a great way to keep up with the moon cycles because I do these every full and new moon, and it just gives you a great way to keep track of the moon, to follow the moon cycles, and to make her present in your life in a really meaningful way. So, and every like, comment, subscribe, I do a happy dance. It makes me so glad to see see those likes come through. It's just a happy little thing. You'll understand if you're a YouTube creator, right? But anyway, I truly appreciate you all, and I truly appreciate that this is, a relationship in which I feel like I can give from what I have, and that it's so meaningful for the rest of you to receive. So thank you so much for allowing me to do what I do. I couldn't do this without you guys, right? So, but it is a very potent full moon, and one refrain I'm kind of hearing coming from my friends right in this moment and from several other people is that it's just a tiring moon, and I have felt that myself, just exhausted. I mean, it doesn't help when you don't sleep very well because the full moon can often mess with your sleep cycles. I did not sleep well last night, neither did my son. So I think that's part of it. But there's also this strange little sextile, semi-sextile thing kind of going around the chart. And of course, it's not a sextile everywhere, but this moon is on the degree 23 of Sagittarius. And so the sun is also at 23 degrees, of course, in Gemini. But then Pluto is at 28 degrees, which isn't all that far away in the sign that Pluto's in Capricorn. And then we have Saturn in Aquarius that's also at 25. So there's this feeling of this like 23 to 28 and everything. And the nodes aren't that far behind either. They're at 20 in their respective signs of Taurus and Scorpio. So there's this feeling of kind of everything being really close together, in different signs, but kind of this running thing around the chart that there's just a lot of interaction on these degrees. And so what I would offer, especially with the Neptune and Saturn feeling, there really is almost a feeling of exhaustion, of being tired, being soul tired. And what that can allow us to release what we know we need to. When you're tired, you just can't do as much. So you figure, okay, I got to chop this out of my life. I cannot do this anymore. But the other thing I think it allows us to do is to sleep and to dream. And sometimes in dreams, powerful messages can come through and we can have wonderful clarity when we wake up. And these can be, dreams, or they can actually be daydreams. They can be anything where your soul is yearning for the future. And I think a lot of us are feeling, what has been for the last couple of years has been really, really difficult. And it has been a time of things being torn down, not only in a collective way, but also in our physical lives, in our personal lives. It feels like there's just a lot of shifting and changing and a lot of intensity. And it's an intensity to me that feels like, especially in a Sagittarius moon, which has to do with the element of fire, has to feel this burning away of what does not work for you anymore. And, when you think of purification or the elements and you're burning something to purify it, the dross is rising to the surface to be skimmed off so that you have only that pure element to remain. That's not an easy process when you think of that in terms of our souls. So it's an intense moon. It's a fire moon, and I think it feels like, it's asking all of us to really go within and say, what do you want to do? What do you want to let go from your life? And it might be something small. It might be a little thought pattern that, every time I think this, I think negatively about myself, or I start negative self-talk, those kinds of things, letting that go. Or it might be something that's really huge. Like you decide, okay, with the Sagittarius moon, there's this feeling of moving even, or going to a distant shore. Sagittarius can have that feeling of going beyond where we have known, what we have been accustomed to. So, and that could be physically, of actually leaving, moving, traveling, or it could actually be, giving up a thought process that has long been with us, a habit, and, that maybe served us for a time, but has become maladaptive in the present because it is not helping us anymore. And so there is that feeling of releasing, perhaps a coping mechanism that isn't healthy for you anymore. Along those lines, when you have the sun, moon, and Neptune all kind of talking to each other, this is not a good time to be detaching in ways that are less healthy, you know, drinking too much or using substances to get high or whatever. It's actually a good time not to do that, because Neptune can amplify all of that and make it much more intense and make it much more, you're checking out and you're not really in tune with what you need. So, but I think sleeping, resting, you know, taking care of your body in this time, nourishing. Anytime I see Neptune in the sun, I'm like, oh yeah, nourishing foods, you know, nourishing qualities to your day and your life will really be supportive. So if you have some time tonight to kind of bring those elements in, that would be really, really helpful. So if you have followed my channel for a while, you know I love to do a collective 3-card read for everybody. I'm going to use the Lioness Oracle Tarot today. This is a beautiful deck. I'm trying to see, I don't know where the author's name is. Alejandra Leon, and I will link the deck at the base of this video, so if you are feeling called to this deck and you want to check it out, then you can do so. But I love this deck. It's just a really beautiful deck, and I use it a lot, and it gives the clearest, most beautiful readings. It's just wonderful. So, and I love the gilding. You know, it's all about the aesthetics. I have lots of Venus in my chart, so it's like, it's beautiful. I love it. So if you really would like to go deeper into your own personal life, I will link a full moon reading below, as well as link just a general tarot reading. Maybe you have questions that are rising up and you just need some answers. Maybe you need some clarity. I would be honored and happy to go to the cards for you personally to give you a personal video and reading for this full moon. So check that out if that calls to you. Otherwise, here's our 3-card reading. You can pick cards 1, 2, or 3. You can pick right now. You can pick after you listen to me say what I say and kind of decide what resonates for you. There is no wrong way to do this. You just follow your heart and you will get the messages you are supposed to receive. And whether you're watching today or you're watching sometime in the future, you're absolutely watching at the right time. You know, you're supposed to have this card reading today. So without further ado, let's pick card 1. And card 1, we have the 5 of Cups. So for those of you that pick this card, there is a change in the wings. There is a feeling of shifting waters. There's a feeling of leaving something behind. This card can actually come up around grief and grieving what has been. It can even come up around losing someone. So I just want to offer that. It's not an easy energy, but you know, if you're experiencing this or soon experience this, you'll remember the message of this card. And no, it is a card of hope. As hard as this card can be, it promises that there is a shift. There is a shift coming, and that the waters are flowing. You are moving into a new paradigm. You're moving into a new experience. 5s are always about change in the tarot. But before that change, often there's that feeling of constriction and that feeling of tightness and difficulty, kind of like, you know, squeezing. And like, I always liken it unto, you know, a woman giving birth. It's like you've got that squeezing of the birth canal, squeezing the baby out. But when the baby comes out, then you have this brand new life and this brand new paradigm. So, and this card always comes with a promise too of opportunities that will be reaching out to you in the near future. You see the cups here, it's like they're almost pouring onto someone. So there is this feeling of an opportunity or even a couple opportunities that are coming your way. So enduring the difficulty, really being present with your feelings and feeling, you know, the difficult feelings and the grief and the pain, knowing that things are going to change and actually it will open doors for you where there weren't before. That's always the promise of the 5s. You know, they bring difficulties, but they can also bring a lot of blessing for walking through those difficult things. All right, card number 2 here. We're going to pick is the Knight of Pentacles. I think this has shown up before on this channel a few times. If you pick this card, it really is speaking to you are moving in the right direction. I always feel when this card comes up, there's almost a feeling of feeling stuck in your life, feeling like you're not going anywhere, feeling like you're not getting anywhere, like you're doing all the things and nothing's manifesting, nothing's showing up. You feel like you're just plodding along and everything is staying right where it is. But this card comes with a message that no, you are indeed moving. The movement is there. It's just a little bit less perceptible than like if you got the Knight of Wands or the Knight of Cups. So I want to offer, my dear one, if you picked this card, you are moving ahead and you are moving in the direction you want to. And things will be opening up and you will see that motion as you look back in this next moon cycle. So trusting that you are moving and you are not stuck and everything is unfolding just as it should. And it may not unfold as quickly as you'd like. You'd like to snap your fingers and be at the new reality tomorrow. And it may not happen that way. But the promise is that you are moving in that direction. And it's absolutely the way it's supposed to be. And in moving slowly, you have this ability to really connect with your environment, to connect with the people that are present and form really powerful foundations for what is ahead. So that's very helpful. So, All right, card number 3, we have another court card here. We have the Queen of Swords. If you've chosen this card, what a powerful card, right? I love the jaguar in the back. There's a real feeling. Watch for jaguars, those of you who chose this card. It's a powerful image, and this rippling energy, this ability to have this intuition to know what you need to do, where you need to be thinking, where you need to be planning, where you need to be using your mind to help and assist you to move forward. The Queen of Swords really is that releasing energy. I always see her as the one that slices and cuts away what does not serve her. She's very powerful. You know, her words are very strong, and yet she has that ability to say, no, no more. I'm not going forward like that, or this is not happening anymore. I'm drawing a firm boundary. She has that ability to wield that sword and to really powerfully create the life that she wants. I also would offer with this card coming up, this can be a card that comes up around self-talk. Talk kindly to yourself right now. Really use your words to support yourself. Talk to yourself the way you would talk to a dear friend. If you wouldn't say something that you're saying to yourself to your best friend, don't say it to yourself. I know it seems so simple, but sometimes I catch myself, I'm like, boy, I would never say that to my friend, but I'm saying it to me, you know? So watching yourself for those negative words that you use against yourself, because right now your words have an extra dose of power in them. They have the power to create your future. They have the power to cut away what does not serve you anymore. And they also have the power to cut you. So be very, very careful that you are supporting yourself with your words, that you are encouraging yourself and lifting yourself up. Like, I can do this. I have what it takes. I have the resources I need. I am supported by the universe. Those kinds of things to help guide you and direct you forward right now. So powerful reading, powerful times. These are shifting, difficult times. I was talking with a friend this morning, and you know, it's a time of tempering. It's a time of, you know, it has been difficult for a long time, and we want it to just break free and be easier, and doesn't seem to be heading that direction quite yet. We can find the little joys within each day, but you know, it is just a time of feeling that intense pressure and that intense purifying. So stay with it, stay with yourself, reach out to people, reach out for yourself, reach out to others. Do what you can so that we stay connected, because I think that's so important right now, to care for each other in the ways we can. I know we're all tired at this point, but I am just wishing you all the best. I'm wishing you a beautiful full moon. This is a gorgeous super moon, strawberry full moon. So go out, take a look at it tonight, and whisper your desires to that moon and tell her what you'd like to leave behind and what you want to start afresh. So wishing you all the best, sending you all so much love, so much joy, so many full moon blessings, and I will talk to you in the next video.